Welcome back to what I think your favorite NFL team would be if they were a Disney ride. Today we'll look at the four teams in the AFC North and see if I can make a good comparison to the team and an attraction. But let me know how I did in the comments. Was I completely off base or did I nail my analysis? Either way, let me know what ride you choose for these teams. But without further ado, let's head into the video. So normally I get on here and make a few jokes at other teams' expense, but what could I say about a team that hasn't had a losing season since 2003 and hasn't seen prolonged losing since the 60s to go along with 6 championships? So for a flagship team, you need a flagship ride. That's why my pick for the Steelers is Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates like the Steelers have one of the biggest and most loyal fan bases. It's hard to remember a time in recent history where either fandom has dipped. When you ask a casual NFL fan to pick a team, they usually pick the Steelers as an answer. Very similar as if you ask a Disney goer to name a ride, Pirates is often the first one that gets mentioned. The Bengals were a team literally made out of spite when Vice President Paul Brown was released by the Browns in 1963. From their initials to the color scheme, Brown wanted to take over as the team in Ohio. Outside of a short run in the 80s, the team was often picking at the top of the draft for the majority of their existence. In 2020, it looks like they drafted the quarterback of the future in Joe Burrow, who led the team to the first Super Bowl appearance since 1988 and 2021. Unfortunately, Burrow has missed time in every season he's been a pro, and the team's success is directly tied to his ability to stay on the field. Opening in December of 2019, Rise of the Resistance was unleashed in Orlando. This ride was the crown jewel in Hollywood Studios' newly minted Star Wars land, in an effort to bring guests back to this park which desperately needed an update. Having overwhelmingly positive reviews from patrons, this ride was plagued with one problem. It was subject to many breakdowns. And like Joe Burrow, Hollywood Studios needs this attraction operational if they want to continue their success. The Browns were established in 1946 and were a powerhouse, winning 8 championships in 18 years. The titles dried up once the AFL and NFL merged in 1970. In 1996, the team would move to Baltimore, becoming the Ravens. The Browns would return in 1999, becoming an expansion team. And hosts, we'd forget about the previous half century. Cleveland has only made the playoffs 3 times since returning. Journey into Imagination with Figment is my pick for this franchise. The original ride with a similar name was a well-respected ride in Epcot in the 80s, but would close a year before the revival of the Browns. In 2002, we would get the version of this ride that we have today. Many people consider this current iteration a cheap knockoff of what we used to have and just wish they had the old one back. I would assume it's similar to how Cleveland fans feel after seeing Baltimore win 2 championships since their team moved, and probably feel like those titles should be theirs. It's cool to see the last 3 teams I covered all are connected in some way. As you heard in the previous segment, the Ravens were originally the Browns. The Browns had 26 years to make it to 1 Super Bowl and never did. The Ravens won 2 in about the same time period. I think a good comparison is Frozen Ever After. The ride that was here before was called Maelstrom. It was an educational ride that tried to draw tourists to Norway. Once the Frozen films exploded in popularity and took place in a vague Scandinavian city, it was only a matter of time before Disney replaced their original idea with a bigger cash cow. Frozen took Epcot to places Maelstrom could never, just like how Baltimore won their titles after their move that the Browns fans can only dream of. But that'll do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed what I think the AFC North would be if they were Disney attractions. But let me know in the comments what the best comparison was, or if you have a better suggestion of what you think I missed. But next time we'll do the AFC South. So until next time, drop a like if you enjoyed this, subscribe if I earned it, and thank you for watching.